What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 45 of my Total Warhammer II modded Throgg campaign. So as we saw last time, Wulfric is finally able to approach and attack Carrick Ziplin, which will be the goal for this episode, as it'll finally be a cinematic battle, as we have not seen one for a while, but that is to be expected towards the tail end of a campaign. Now over here, Certha will hopefully be able to get a battle himself. I'm not actually sure whether he's too close to Volkmar over here, because if he gets attacked with dual stacks, and it might be possible for him to do so, then yeah, he'll have to back off at the very least, because he can't fight it. Even with the extra melee attack and stuff that this provides, and the leadership. But yeah, I mean, despite the fact that this is a really weak army, the army out of Mordheim is with way too many. So we'll see about that as we end the turn. The High Elves are still gone out here, and I'd really love to get rid of this army, even as we start to approach Ulthuan, as we are just about done with Bretonnia over here. I mean, yeah, Carcassonne is still alive, but honestly, I don't give a damn about Carcassonne. They're getting destroyed by the... why do you guys hate us? The hell? You don't like the fact that we destroy the vampires? Well, maybe we can align with Aranessa later. She'd be a fool to try to attack us anyway. And wait, we're not the #1 strength faction anymore? Who the hell is #1? It's the dwarfs, isn't it? It's Karazakarak. Wait, no, strength rank. Yeah, it is Karazakarak. 39 settlements, quite a bit, I gotta admit.
Welcome, friend.
But I don't want to deal with you, so you can go to hell. Let's see, we just need to destroy the Empire for good. They have 2 settlements remaining before we get our short campaign victory off of that. But of course we are going to Ulthuan. In the meantime, we are just about ready to go with the Skinwolf army. Unfortunately, there weren't enough Greyling Werekin. We only had... I don't remember how many it was. I think it was 3 remaining, and that was with having taken one off of Throgg on top of that. Really unfortunate, but hey, what can you do? What can you do? I mean, obviously, Certha needs his Greyling Werekin because he has a bunch of hounds, and I think, yeah, Wulfric has a pair of armored Skinwolves, so I think they need their Greyling Werekin as well. Even if it's not buffing as many units, I'd really like to keep it here. He only has 1, right? He has 1 Greyling Werekin on you, and... oh, he has 2. You know what, maybe I'll remove 1. Maybe he doesn't need both of them. I mean, it's lovely getting the buffs, but this is the entire army getting the buffs. I did summon yet another one of these... Werekin, but it wasn't the kind that I wanted. It doesn't really have anything, just Diabolic Splendor, not even a buff to its melee attack and defense, so I'd really love it if we got another one next turn that we could pop in here that has a wee bit more power, but we'll see. In the meantime, we haven't really gotten a Lord that... I just said in the meantime like 8 times, didn't I? We haven't gotten a Lord with Misshapen, so we might have to have the regular Lord lead, i.e. the Range Lord lead it just because it provides that Misshapen buff. Alternatively, we could get a Lord that doesn't provide a Misshapen buff at all and just get one that provides maybe a, I don't know, some other kind of buff. Honorable doesn't really help. Maimed Arm doesn't really help. I mean, buff for the army, not for the individual Lord. Blood Feud, Magnanimous, Honorable, and the rest of these are too low level. Man, all of these are really unfortunate. What about the Fimir? Maybe a handsome Fimir, interesting. You provide leadership to all the army, but it's only 3. It's really not worth it, is it? Man. Alright, well, we'll wait one more turn. We'll see if it gets reset. Maybe we will go for... wait, you know what I want to see? Do we have a standard Lord? I guess technically speaking, Certha is a standard Lord. Let's just see what he's got in terms of his buffs. Alright, he has this stuff. None of this will really help with the... And we'd have to go with Fury of the Hound as well. I was just thinking if he had any special buffs that he could provide to the entire army. Hound Scouts, Reinforcement Range, Leadership +4. Well, that does provide buffs for our army, and all Lords have this line, though, so that doesn't really give us anything. And up here he has nothing. Oh, +2 melee attack from Eye of the Gods to the entire army. What about You guys, do you guys give that buff? You don't have the Eye of the Gods. Oh. Okay, so that's 2 melee attacks. It's not a lot, I will grant you. Maybe that'll make a regular lord more worthwhile then. I mean, other than that, nothing else is helpful, does it? Melee attack plus ambushes. We probably won't be able to get any ambushes going. All of this doesn't really help either. I really just don't like how dangerous it would be for the Pathfinder, though. If he gets attacked by something in melee, I guess the hounds or the wolves could protect him. 50 and 40. I'd still really prefer the mammoth. And the mammoth would actually help us. No, we have to go mammoth. It would enable us to break gates. That's the thing. Without that ability, these guys can't really siege very well. We need a gate breaker. Okay, yeah, fine. We're gonna go standard lord regardless. Okay, well, with that said, after all that talking, let's finally hit up Carrick Ziplin. We're gonna do the cinematic style as promised multiple times. Let's go. Alrighty, I've been teasing this battle for a long time now, so finally, here we are. Let us destroy Carrick Ziplin. Let's watch how effective Wulfric is at fighting dwarfs in particular. I'm really curious. I had some weird looking rendering on the mammoths out there. That's light glistening off the fur, I guess. The fur of lower level models or something like that when you're at a distance, I guess. Oh, look at this war shrine. Isn't it freaking glorious? It's got a freaking chaos gate on the back, or at least it looks like it. It almost looks like it should have one of these, like a giant beam come out of it or something. Almost like the solar engines of the lizardmen. That is such a freaking cool model, though. I love the fact that we have 3 completely different looking mammoths. Good job. We got Wulfric on his little throne. We got the Soul Crusher crushing souls with his blue eyes, unlike the red eyes all over the place. And then we got the War Shrine. I love our 3 mammoths. The 3 somethings. I don't know. I was about to say something with musketeers, but turn it into mammoths. Somebody more clever figure something out. Anyway, we obviously have our Marauder champions and all of our other units in the siege towers. They're going to approach, and this is the main reason why I wanted this to be a cinematic battle. I wanted to see just how effective that was going to be. In the meantime, now that Wulfric is here, across the gate, you are actually able to cast off. Oh, look at that mammoth face coming through the gate. There we go. This is very short range, but it looks like it's just able to go past the gate, so that works out. And actually does a crazy amount of damage to an armored target. Impressive. I'll granted the AI is kind of foolishly moving into it, though. Oh, but it really worked out. And the siege towers are almost there. Unfortunately, one of them is at 84%. It looks like it's not going to survive. It's taking hits from both the towers shooting at it, as well as a cannon firing on it. Or was it a grudge thrower? I don't know. Regardless, artillery is firing on it, and it's not going to survive. Let's watch the destruction animation of this thing. I guess from their perspective. There we go. The front falls right off. And then immediately our units get attacked. I actually told the units to get out of it before it dropped, but they still took 50% damage, so I guess you have to get out considerably earlier in order to avoid the tower's destruction. Well, live and learn. I guess we don't. I don't use these often enough for them to have actually learned that. And over here we have a flamestorm, and that's an overcast flamestorm hitting up these longbeards. Look at all the damage in here. That's partly flamestorm. We also got Sea Fang, and the mammoths are now through. But more importantly, our melee troops are arriving. Here we go. Finally gonna get a fight with the dwarves going. So here we have the Icecorn Marauders. It's axe on axe action. Hey, guys, take out your axes. Why are you still holding your ranged weapons? I'm pretty sure you want to hit back now, or else you're just gonna get destroyed. Alrighty, over on this side we have, hey, that's a cannon. That's cannon fire. How dare you? Oh no, those are rocks. Grudge thrower fire. Yeah, I know I'm confusing the two. Even though I shouldn't be. And there we go. We now have the Marauders with great weapons smacking around these Thunderers. Oh, no, they're not Thunderers. They are Quarrelers. Close enough. And that's obviously going to go completely in our favor. They have already taken quite a bit of damage while the rest of our army moves up. I do want to slow down and get some more of these action shots in here. It looks like the enemy is actually going to throw some satchel charges up here, but I would imagine that's going to hurt them more than it's going to hurt us. Maybe the Brutes of the Hound might get wrecked like that. Speaking of the Brutes of the Hound, they have cleared their portion of the wall really fast. I mean, granted, the enemy doesn't have anything like Iron Breakers. I'd love to see how the Iron Breakers would fare against the fully maxed out Berserkers as we have them now. Be pretty interesting, I think. And yeah, the Brutes of the Hound are just sort of running, trying to find any enemies that can actually fight them now. The Mammoths are still doing pretty good, although Wulfric is starting to drop HP. He has, I believe, already killed the enemy Lord, and getting another cast off in here. I mean, he's certainly doing his job. Look at all this magic. Just these two spells alone are dealing an insane amount of damage and allowing the rest of our army to sort of walk up. Oh, it looks like Egrim is here, leading the rest of his Wolven horde. There we are. And let's just check back on the walls. How are we doing? Look at the damage dealt to all these dwarfs, whereas our melee units are completely unharmed. And I think most of the damage that's been done to our own units isn't from the enemies up here, it's from the cannons and the grudge throwers getting the occasional shot in. C1 Arkin over here, and it's gonna smack into the Whalers, I think? Yeah. Actually doing a fair bit of damage to those poor Whalers. Rude. Very rude. But the units that were guarding the gate, they are now completely broken. There's a couple remaining, but most of them are running away. So great job to the three Mammoths breaking through this. Lovely. And here we go, gonna get some more magical support with those piercing bolts burning, exploding some dwarfs and leaving them quite on fire. And there we go, we're gonna get a flaming sword of ruin on them, I believe, as well, to buff them up considerably more. Lovely. And then with the Kindle Flame, that should buff them. Oh no, it's fight or die. Oh, I think we already did the flaming sword. Alrighty, so it looks like the walls have already been cleared out, and now it's just the Mammoths cleaning up with the with all of our Weirkin and well, technically we only have the one Weirkin. All of our Skinwolves fighting in the back. And they can help out with any stragglers that get through the Mammoths. I actually like this little dynamic. The Mammoths acting as an anchoring line, taking the damage, where the more fragile Skinwolves, who are not so great at killing multiple unit entities, or multiple entity units rather, aren't as good at that. And then they can also chase them down because they're also considerably faster than the Mammoths as well. So that's working pretty well. The walls appear to have been cleared out. One of the enemy had a Thane, who we know are fairly crazily damage resistant, getting absolutely annihilated by this Marauder champion unit who have only lost one unit. And I think the chain route is here. Huh. It looks like the only unit that took damage is this Marauder Trollkin unit, and the only reason it took damage was it was getting a enemy cannon firing directly into it. And of course the other unit of Marauder champions that had to drop because of this Norscan siege tower dropping. And there we go, pretty fun battle, I thought. Lots of good action, although the dwarves didn't really stand a chance. I do wish that they were more of an elite stack, but that's okay. We have Ulthuan coming up, where we know we're going to be facing off against some crazy stacks up there. I can't wait to see Phoenix Guard versus Berserkers and such. It's going to be a great time. But in the meantime, let's see how everybody did, shall we? Alrighty, it may not have been a difficult battle, but it really was a fun one. It just goes to show how frighteningly effective a Wulfric's army has become now that it's maxed out, despite the fact that it's full of marauders and not super elite troops. Really good. Wulfric in particular did 90,000 damage. Wow. That's intense. Granted, almost all of that damage was from his magic attacks, i.e. the Ancient Frostworm scale in combination with Sea Fang, plus probably at least some damage. Probably comparable to the other mammoths who did about 20k, so let's say 20k off of that. That means 70k magic damage. Damn. Oh, wow. He close to 100,000 damage is quite a bit. Alright, he may have taken the most damage as well, but that's not surprising as he is still fairly fragile. But I think that more than makes up for it. There we go. Decisive victory. We'll raise this for the crow as well. Right here. I mean, it's a decent amount of cash, but... yeah, I still say we raise it for the crow. We don't want Wulfric sitting here for a long, long time, do we? Yeah, screw it. There we go, got a free Manticore Horn, and this faction was destroyed. Lovely. And you are going to go into Wulfric camp, and since we're in allied territory, we'll heal to full. Perfect, and then both of them are going to proceed to Ulthuan right after. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, I just noticed this between the episodes, so I just want to point something out. You want to see why the Barrow Legion is a terrible faction, and it never gets anywhere. It never gets strong unless you do all the work for it. Look at this army. 131 turns in. Skeletons, skeleton warriors, or zombies, skeleton warriors, and bats. And that's of 27th level lord. And then Kemmler himself. Well, look what we have here. Zombies, skeletons, skeleton spears, and fell bats. Oh, no, wait. We got a single unit of Crypt Ghouls, guys. They're in it now. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with this faction? What are you doing, AI? Wow, that's impressively bad. It's as impressively bad as the regular vampire counts are good, because considering they conquered pretty much everything out here. Wow. Okay, well, it's okay. I guess they're a free ally, and they can sit in all these ruins for us and prevent any other faction from taking them. Ah, ridiculous. Okay, I believe with that we are good and we can end this particular turn. There's nothing much to do, so we might as well destroy Lyonesse and then head on to Ulthuan. I am very excited to do so. And finally we'll be able to destroy one of our, that unnecessary army up in Albion, I think. Really don't need it there. And hello, what do we have here? Boris and Volkmar are going to indeed attack Certha. Oh man. Alright, looks like this is going to be a double cinematic battle episode. Alright, well, hope you guys enjoy this. I am, of course, going to have to make a cut since we've already had one. And yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about with choosing our battles. All of those weak auto-resolves that we've avoided gives us these good battles that are fun and epic and all that good stuff. So anyway, here's the cut. Alrighty, there's the cut. Let's see what Certha can do here. Obviously, he's probably going to have a pretty bad time fighting any of these guys one-on-one since he's at half HP, but the rest of the army is fairly weak. They've got a lot of Empire archers, which we should be able to obliterate with our chariots, and honestly, they don't have a lot of halberdiers, which is the best part about this. Our chariots, despite the pikemen, should be able to go to town. I'm pretty excited for Certha to take all of this on. Let's do it. Alrighty, here we go. Volkmar and Boris teaming up together to try to take on Certha Ek, whose army is not really ship-shape. The wolves are hurt, several of our chariots are hurt, Certha himself is at half HP. We got a little bit of damage on one of the Marauder Horse Masters as well, whereas this army is full HP. However, our army is counter to their army by and large. Granted, they don't have too many slow-moving units. They have a lot more range than they would have in some of the other armies that we fought, but I think we're still okay. Ooh, a nice little banishment going off on top of the Marauder Horsemasters, bring them down to half HP immediately, and that's quite lovely for these guys. And we are going to counter that with the Gehenna's Golden Hounds right into the middle of their formation. Unfortunately, they're not nearly as grouped up as we'd like, so so the Gehenna's Golden Hounds are not going to do a crazy amount of damage themselves. In the meantime, our chariots are going to move in and plow through all these pikemen. There we go. Unfortunately for the enemy, since they have pikes and not halberdiers, we are a lot better poised to just move directly through this entire army with our chariots. And that's what Certha likes to see. Just bowl through their entire army. Amazing. And you guys had to stop a little bit. I guess they finally got stopped by engagement, but we can keep pushing through. Volkmar the Grimm's gonna probably want to stop us as well, but look at this. Half of the entire enemy army is just running from the chariots. Perfection. And yeah, we're still going to take some damage due to this, especially from the units that are still firing, but the main goal of this is to force the enemy range units to run away. This is really important as it prevents them from killing our Marauder Horse Masters, Black Ark Horseirs, that name always makes me laugh, while they force the slower moving infantry units to chase them and kill them thereby. Now in the meantime, we have Boris Todbringer flying around on his mount, but finally, Certha Ek and the Beasts of Tashnar, and I like to think of the Beasts of Tashnar as Certha's personal hounds, as they're always following him around while he attacks lords like this because they're anti-large. So this is working out, and together they should be able to bring Todbringer down. Let's see, he's got some nice buffs on him. Oh, he's using a potion of healing to regenerate, but I think even with that, Certha at half HP is going to be a little bit stronger with the help of the Beast of Tashnar. A few javelins sailing in, and good job from the Horse Masters, actually. Oh, and it looks like Boris goes down. Perfect. I was really impressed with those javelins not actually killing our own units, and it looks like and it wasn't Certha but the hounds who bring him down at the end. Certha just watched it happen. Oh wow, a few of the javelins did hit him, but still pretty good, I think. Now let's check back in the rest of the battle. All of our chariots have pushed directly through the enemy army and into the other side. Meanwhile, the two reinforcing units of archers caught out all alone are getting obliterated by all of the hounds and the ice wolves over here. Lovely. So these guys won't come back, and we will have to try to destroy as many of the enemy units as possible, and ideally all of them, so that they don't come back, and so that Certha can siege without interruption. This is, after all, them attacking us. On the bright side, Certha X army really does excel at that sort of thing. Chasing down units with this highly mobile army is ideal, so I'm not going to complain about that. There we go. Chariots are in, just trying to kill as many of these range units as possible, and then continuing to push through and into these archers in a few seconds. There we go. Loving it. I'm loving how since these particular types of enemy units don't have enough mass to stop the chariots, it shows you just how much more effective the chariots are. Glorious. Otherwise, how are we doing? Certha Egg did try to charge Volkmar, but Volkmar hit him a couple of times, smacked him around, and Certha got the hell out of there. Less than 25% HP remaining. Volkmar is pretty damn beefy now. Look at that. He's a scary one. Just staring down from that pulpit, or whatever the hell you want to call that thing. And there we go. We are going to now countercharge him, but not with just Certha, but a huge pile of Marauders. He's going to pop his special ability. I forgot what it's called. Grand Hammer of Sigmar? No. It's, I don't remember the name of that ability. But it does AoE damage all around him. The Warrior Priests have a similar ability. Something of Faith, maybe? I don't remember. There we go. So now he's surrounded, and that's still, I mean, look at that. Despite that, he's still got fair amount of HP there. I am still worried about Certha. Fortunately, the rest of the army is in pretty bad shape. The Marauder Horse Masters are killing all the ground units that are unable to chase them down, and our chariots are still going to town and are not taking too much damage themselves either. In the back, the Ice Wolves are taking out any units that are running, preventing them from coming back next round, and we're looking pretty damn good here. Another great job to Certha. I'm loving the fact that Certha has gotten several really good battles by the end here. I thought for a while that the meme army wouldn't be strong enough, but I think Certha has proven us wrong. This is what I get for doubting the might of the Ever Chariot. And there we go. It looks like the chain route is there, with the exception, of course, of Volkmar, who is unbreakable. We are going to have to get the hell out of here to bring him down, though. It looks like he was almost ready to kill the Beast of Tashnar as well as Certha, so I do move them away. Fortunately, his little cart here, cute little cart, it's a little bit too slow. It can't chase us down, so we can just kill it from range. In a few seconds. I mean, he's just gonna sit here because he's too slow to chase everybody down while the rest of the army just sort of moves around and tries to kill anything that's left. I am gonna speed it up because this part is boring, as there's just units chasing down units here. And then we will be able to kill Volkmar for good in a few seconds. Here we go. Now we are surrounding him, getting all those blasts in, or those javelin throws in, and look who we have here. A single chariot moving up. That is Engra Bardengard getting ready to cast a final transmutation on top of this elite unit to do as much damage as possible. I did not mean to do that. And right here, he's going to Tormentor Sword him to stop him in place so he can't dodge any of those javelins, and pop that final transmutation, and down goes the Lord. There we go. This army is broken. Lovely. I like the fact that we were able to get a final transmutation on an elite unit at the end there. Who the hell is this? Oh, there's a Witch Hunter remaining here. We're gonna rust him up to remove all of his armor, Plague of Rust, and remove his speed, and then just gonna chase him down with the doggos, and that should be that. There we go. It looks like we've destroyed pretty much, if not the entire army. I'm pretty curious to see how everybody did, but I think this is one of those times where pretty much everybody got a chance to play, everybody did a good job, and everybody got kills and damage out there. Ooh, once again, Certha Ek bringing it home. Absolutely beautiful. That army was absolutely countered by ours. Certha did take a little bit of damage, but I think everybody did well. The chariots were able to run right over the enemy army. The horsemasters always do swell, and of course all of our hounds cleaning up. Everybody in this army does a great job. The tankiness of Volkmar, though, we gotta give it up to him. He did 26k damage. I think he did better damage than anybody on our team. 26, 100, 26, yeah, just barely beating out Engra Bardengard, and nobody else came close. Yeah. 22 or 21. Very, very nice. Once again, a worthy opponent for Certha, certainly. I had to use that final transmutation at the end there in combination with all the anti-large javelin fire. Lovely. Anyway, we're going to kill these captives. And that should be that for this turn, I think. We got the Grimsbane for Certha. Not that it really gives us anything. Oh, no, look, Albrecht wants peace. Now, isn't that cute? I think it's cute. No. You're dead, buddy. You had all this time that you could have declared war on us. You really should have. And, yeah, maybe I should take that with... maybe we should give you that one for not declaring war on us so we didn't have to fight you earlier. But unfortunately, well, what you should have done is abandoned your ports and gone inland. Then maybe we would have considered letting you live. Anyway, with that, obviously, we are more than out of time. Next time, we proceed to Ulthuan. We are about ready to go. All of the coastline is ours. The interior is basically in ruins. We've got a few more territories to shore up, but I don't think Certha's going to have any trouble now that he's killed all their main armies. He can probably siege Mordheim for a couple turns, then proceed to Needling, and that'll be that. Morkaka, in the meantime, is going to attack Hergig, and then proceed to Talabheim, finishing off the Vamps. Well, I guess there's a few more vampiric territories, but Morkaka and Certha will be able to meet in the middle over here and destroy them for good, and then it'll just be Ulthuan left, and once the Empire is dead, we will get our campaign victory, so I won't be as worried about the campaign ending before we get the chance to do that. So, with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback in regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. If you have a second, please do take it to leave a like and a rate, comment to support the channel. It really does help. As always, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.